Okay, pilots. Everybody knows you've got to have a timber. Everybody's got to have a timber. So I got me a timber. That's right. KB RC been flying the hell out of his. So I'm gonna whip this box up. I'm gonna see what you get. Here we go. E-flite timber 1.2 or 1200 millimeter. I got the safe. You know how I am with my gyro. Got to have a gyro, bro. And let's see here. If I got a piece of tape on it. Nope. Pilots, I got this from my local hobby shop. Mason's Hobby in Spartanburg, South Carolina. They have a website. I got a few planes, but mainly it's surface. Now, let me get this thing down here a second. Paid a little bit more, but pilots, man, it's kind of nice to just walk in somewhere and, you know, you want to buy something, you can walk right out of the store with it and go home with it. You know, you don't have to buy it, wait a week. Maybe you got what you ordered, KB. Maybe you didn't. This a little bit nicer. I always like to go into my local hobby shop. See Doreen. Let's see what we get. Now this is considered a stall plane, bush plane, I call them bush plane. A 3D plane, a cruiser, a beginner. This plane right here is what you would want to buy to be your first RC aircraft, if you ask me. The stall characteristics of this plane, I mean, you can take off in 5-10 foot. You can do 3D, you can eventually learn with this plane to do just about everything that you can imagine in RC aircraft. So, let's get a wing out here and I'll show you why they consider this to be also a 3D aircraft when you see the size of these control surfaces on this wing. Here's our flap. I want you to look at that flap. Sometimes a wing ain't as big as that flap. Look at that aileron. Look at the size of this thing. I mean, that's full up. That's full down. As far as it goes down. Nice hinges. Nice hinges, no, not just foam. It looks like it's connected down through here, but it's not just the foam hinge. There's the bottom of the wing. Man, there ain't a mark on it. Servo's covered. That's a decal. I thought about painting it a different scheme, pilots, but everybody knows when you got a timber, you get that lemon green. Now, pilots, this thing's got some nice LEDs in it. I mean, they nice. They got a strobing red and they're pretty bright. I mean, they bright. So pretty much the only only light, LED light I'm going to be putting on this thing is a strobing in the top of the fuselage. I'll show you in just a second. You got easy wing connections as far as connect to the fuselage. Now you still got your leads here that you got to plug in. But it's got some slats, kind of like slats, leading edge slats that you glue on the front of the wing for extra lift. And yes, I will be doing that. Some don't. I will. It's got a plastic covering out here on the end of the wing there that kind of help with scraping, I guess. And plus it strengthens that whole inner outer end. I'm getting a lot of light here. I might have to shut that window door. See how it just sticks out there, so they got that on there maybe for some extra support. There's the wing. Let's see what I can do here. It's a bright sunny day. Saturday about noon, I guess it is. Can't get over there. I got this other jet laying here. I got everything done with it. I don't like the way the angle of attack is on that jet. It's kind of a little high in the front, so I'm going to put a little extension down at the bottom of the retract mount, kind of extended about 1/4 inch higher on the bottom. Let's see if that's better. Got an instruction manual now. It's one of those thick ones too. But I'm just wanting to check and see, but I'm sure they do. They'll have this set up for the AX3S safe. Yep. Goodness gracious, aren't you? I mean, it's going to be a quick build, pilots. Ain't much to it. Ain't much to it. Maybe 6 screws, maybe. Yep, there's our setup for a radio right there. Right here's all for the setup for a radio. Before I even start building a plane, I'll do that. And then you got your landing gear. Now that's got them swing landing gear, that kind of nice suspension. There's your slats. I was telling front edge slats. Gluing them on. It's got the wiring down here for the receiver. Make sure it explains to you exactly what to do. And that's pretty much it. We can see there could be a CG in here somewhere. Is that it right there? Yep, there it is. It looks like 82 to 88 millimeters. Alright. I'm getting into a prop here. Get that piece of tape right there. On my civilian planes, especially my bush planes, that's pretty much all I've done to it now, but I plan on doing the other 2, but they kind of got 3-bladed props on them. I'll have to look around for them. But I put wooden props on my bush planes. And I had to wait to get this to see what size it was, and I got this whole thing already assembled here. I take the little screw out of the tip of it there and take the spinner back off, get the shaft back out of it. Let's see if I see any measurements on that. No measurements on it. Oh, there it is. Oh goodness, I'll have to get my glasses to look at that. Come on, man. I got a very important information written so small you get to have a magnifying glass to see it. It says, goodness gracious, 13 by 4. That's what it's got on there, 13 by 4. 13, my God. This should come out here. This should come out here. Oh my goodness. I hadn't seen that on any of the videos, pilots. That's a new one. I don't know. Might have missed that one. I'll show it to you here. Uh-oh, what was that? That looks like some kind of piece of balsa that's come out. Let's see here. Oh, it says parking only, not for flight. So I've got a little piece of balsa here. Maybe they put it on there for the setting it down on the ground or something, you know what I mean? But what I was talking about, pilots, was, y'all know me with my LEDs. They already got a strobe light on the top of it there. And not only that, wait, there's more. I got one on the bottom. Huh? Some kind of a cooling vent there. Exit. But you pulling air through your front here. Here's a big hole right there. Pulling air through. Got landing lights too. Don't have to worry about landing lights. So this plane here, pilots, is pretty much set up. I mean, it's set up. We got to get everything wired up before we put the wing on top. Because here's your receiver right here. The AS3X. It's got the AR6368, if I'm reading that right. Or 6B maybe. 36B, yeah, that's it, 36B. All of them seem to be plugged in except for the ones right here that's labeled. It's got that stanchions on it where you plug your ailerons, flaps. LEDs. Yep. That looks like an LED control, man. What? Can't read Chinese. Yeah, that's got to be what that is. L1, L2, that's got to be light, L, left, right. Got a servo right here for rudder, yep, rudder, goodness gracious, as long as you look size, that's surface. Looks like got a hinge down here because, you know, they got the wheels connected to the rudder. I see hinges in it, not just foam hinging. That's connected to the rudder, but it's still got maybe connections for strings here for push-pull, maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's just they use the same design they did from the old one and they put it on this one too. Okay, I also see float mounts, so this plane's got floats. There's our landing gear, little swivel for a landing gear. You mount the landing gear to the flat side of each of these little swivels here, and then you connect your spring there that I've ordered I've ordered that spring that goes in between the landing gear there, pilots, and put it on a couple of my other bush planes to kind of help out, keep strengthening that landing gear from folding out. Now this looks like it's got a button here to release your latch there. And there's where you put your battery at in the bottom feeder. What I like to do, pilots, when you got a gyro and it's a bottom feeder, it's on my jet, this jet laying here on the floor is a bottom feeder, is I'll get the plane set up on its landing gear there, and I'll have that battery connector hanging out, and I'll just hook my battery up to it, lay it on the ground there, let it set up, turn the gyro off, then pick the plane up and put the battery in there. That's the way I do it. Okay, sue me. But there's enough room in there for 2,200. They say 2,200 about all you want to put in there. And I believe this is just a 3-cell. But I know people run 4-cell on them to do their acrobatics and 3D. But that ain't me. I'm a cruiser. Nice decal, no bubbles. I haven't seen any damage yet. Got nice inserts here for the wing mounts. Here's our front edge slats. Wing leading edge slats. Just be careful, they made out of styrofoam too now. See an R on that one. So there's our right wing leading slats. Look at where you mount them on. And that one's got an L on it. Got the big L at the end of it there. Let's see. Checking. Oh, they use some kind of that white pasty glue, flexible glue on their stuff. And I've took a receiver out with that stuff on their pots, and it does hold good. There ain't no doubt in that. Okay, well, we got to get from the bottom here somehow. There's something on the bottom of this thing. There's another piece of cardboard on the bottom. Let me make sure I got everything on the top here. There's a couple things I hadn't seen. I hadn't seen an elevator or landing gear in my other wing. What's open in here? Good. All right. Got a nice LED on the end of it there with strobing light, white strobing light, green marker, navigation light. Big wide sort of something. And you can also program your flaps and your ailerons to work together on your 3D. Okay. Everything looks good. Decals laying down good. All those slat mounts. See, they put a little rubber filler in it there, or well, actually it's a piece of 2-sided tape case you don't want to put those on there, they leave that piece on there to fill in, to cover in that hole, in case you don't want to put them on. But you peel that off, you put your slat in there with glue. I like those covered servos, pilots. I kind of dig that. Right here, you couldn't even see that was a servo sitting there, could you? Horizon with the safe. Couple more pieces here. There's carbon fiber ride, straight out of Jersey. Uh-oh, I got something sliding out there in the bottom. Oh, I know what that is, because pilots, they give you an option on your carbon rods. You got your wing rod, no option on that. You got to put that in there. Pretty long too. But then they give you an option of either putting a carbon fiber rod in your tail, or you can put a steel one in there for your 3D. That's pretty cool. I put my carbon fiber rod in mine. Okay, we got some hard wire here, maybe. The binding plug, there's another one that makes 107. Got a few screws, mainly this wing mount. And a binding plug. We got screws in separate bags. Each bag represents a screw that goes to something. One screw is just a little bit longer. I think it's one's a 10 millimeter maybe, and one's an 8 millimeter that you put in landing gear, and then maybe that one goes in the tail. And we got this wing mount. Connects two wings together there when you screw it into the fuselage with the two nylon screws to fasten the wing. Now we got our elevator surfaces. It's got some pretty good control surfaces on it too. Won't you look at that? Let's exercise our surfaces. Let's see. That looks like plastic hinges in there. Nylon hinges. You know, those flat type that you just stick in and put CA glue on, slide them in. Now you got a tongue or, you know, locking mechanism. Gotta have it turned right. Got to have my mouth open right. There we go. It slides in together. And you put your two screws in your mounts right here. All decals is down pretty good. No big gouges or marks or anything like something been set on it. Everything looks in good shape. Alright, pilots, here we go. The famous timber landing gear setup. Now these let's see, I didn't see that in there neither. Oh, I know, it's already on the landing gear, that's right. That's that spring I was telling you about. You can order these springs separately. You don't have to order the whole landing gear setup. You can just order these springs. But you'll put that spring in, loop there into one of the screws that mounts to the fuselage, that little swing door. And those, I mean, they all right. I mean, you know, come on, pilots, you know. It's got that spring action, so you ain't worried about how much. I mean, it's not hard as a rock, but it ain't no tundra wheel neither. But that looks pretty cool. This is a piece of metal right here, and it's just got a little plastic cover on the outside. Alright, that's one of them. And then we've got the little fastener on the center, which you don't get when you order the springs. You just get the springs. You don't get this little little plastic joiner here that goes in between the springs there to hold them together. You don't get that when you order the spring. So you got to come up with your own idea. I put a screw with two big washers on the end on one of them, and then one of them, you just hooked it up and it was tight. There's your screws already inserted. Same type wheel. Pretty good there, pretty good. Okay, pilots. I believe that's got the box in it. Cell phone is done. And like I said before, you know, I thought about painting it, but nah, I believe I'm gonna leave it like it is. I believe this is gonna be a simple assembly and fly. Have a good one, pilots. I'm out.